Welcome to the Red Cup once again, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my homies on here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Got my man Mike Powell, Carroll High School, head coach. EC, KMU University, out there at camp. JB and Charlie Moore as usual. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with tonight, man. Both of y'all dudes for one. Let everybody know, man. I'm proud of both of you guys, man. Just seeing y'all grow up as far as like watching y'all play basketball, man, and just, you know what I'm saying, being a little older, you guys, and just watching y'all, man, and getting a chance to play with you. You know what I'm saying? Same team, knowing you for forever. You know what I'm saying? Same junior high school and all that, man. First of all, proud of y'all guys, man. Y'all doing some good things, man. And
appreciate that.
I'm gonna start over with Mike, man. You know, just when you was at Anacostia, you know what I'm saying, you and Keith Davis doing y'all thing. Did you ever vision yourself as being a head coach one day?
No, actually, no, I didn't. And it happened because of my brother sitting next to me. 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago, when he got the job at Sidwell, he gave me a call, and I knew it was always a dream and a passion of his to coach. And him being my brother and as close as we were, you know, from high school days, I said, okay, I'll go, you know, help you fulfill, you know, your dream. And little did I know that something else was working, and you know, and I was actually building and fulfilling like what my true passion was and my purpose, and I started to see that after, you know, being up there and watching Irk and the passion that he had, and it just became so natural. You know, I just, you know, had no choice but to become a coach.
Yeah, that's funny you said that, man, because y'all got a bond. I know you was up sitting with him, you know what I'm saying, and then you done branched off and got your head coach's job, you know what I'm saying, and that's good shit, though.
No question.
You know what I'm saying, and not only that, just growing up. Me, I got a problem. Like me and Charlie Moore talk about this all the time. You got guys that's getting these head coaching jobs not even from here. You know what I'm saying? They from other places, man. They can't relate to the type of kids that we're used to, you know what I'm saying, like dealing with every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From in y'all backgrounds where y'all come from, the, you know what I'm saying, the head coach time. That's some real good shit. You know what I'm saying, with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got my man E. Sing though, man. I know E. Sing got something to say, man. You know what I'm saying? But just, what started you all with coaching? What, you know, did you ever think you was gonna be a coach? I play the game just like a coach. Control the game and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, yeah, we talking. That's pure point guard. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, no bullshit. Yeah. Well, you know, what got you into it, man?
Yeah, I think for a long time, bro, like I probably was running from it though. You know, I think I, you know, went to Sidwell and went to Rice and played, and I think I always wanted to kind of, you know, be a lawyer or something to prove that I went to those kind of schools. But I always played the game the way you described, and I knew I liked coaching. And then once I started dabbling back in it with the little small kids with AAU, I said, man, I really want to do this full time. And then I was at Gonzaga for a year under Steve Turner, gave me a great opportunity.
Okay.
And then
Was Beck that year?
Yeah, Beck was there. Yeah. Beck
Fat ass Beck.
My man Beck got me involved at the high school level, man. And then I was blessed to get the call from Sidwell the next year to be coaching back at your alma mater. You know, it's just an unbelievable feeling. You know what I mean?
That was a no-brainer.
To chime in, like, so at that moment, right? Like, did you think he was ready? Because you just finished, boom. Steve Turner, boom. You at Gonzaga. You learning, good program. Did you think he was ready? Like, boom, 1 year? Like,
hell no. Hell no. I remember telling my mentor before I told Mike, he's like, you gonna take it, right? And I was like, I'm not sure. You know, I was just coming off Gonzaga, learning at that level.
No blue.
No blue.
They gonna take it. Yeah, no blue.
That's your first pass.
Yeah, right. I keep forgetting how I gotta go with Curt, man. Like, you know, you gotta always be on your toes. Yeah, you gotta be on your toes, man. With no police over there. Yeah, exactly.
That's the police over there.
But I remember telling my mentor though that I wasn't ready, and he said, "You're never ready until you start." And so the plan of action was just to go into it full steam ahead with Mike. I knew we can go up there and change the culture from I think Coach Leffers did a great job with me and for teams after that. But I wanted to take Sidwell, you know, to another place, and I think we've been able to do that.
Yes, you have. Yeah, y'all have done a hell of a job over there, man. You keep a good, tight-knit staff with you guys you can trust over there.
Right.
Big ups to that, man. And talk about you guys' background far as schooling, man. A lot of kids understand. Both of you guys had great grades in high school. All right. So let's tell us about where you started at and what made you the decision, starting with Mike, to go to UVA out of Anacostia.
Well,
No
that's a
prep
big
school,
jump, yeah, no
straight to
prep.
UVA. None of you guys did prep
That's
school.
Yeah, nah, it was, as a student, I mean, that's just what my parents instilled in me. You know, my mom was great, my dad was great, raised me. So being, I was in DC early elementary, then middle school is when I moved out to the Maryland side, you know, before I came back into the city. And grades were always just at the top of whatever my parents talked about. It was getting a, you know, because back in the day, it was always getting a high school diploma. Like, nobody in my family had ever gone to college or anything like that. So, like, that's what I just always knew. So, middle school, high school, like, grades was just what we did. Like, we went to school. You were afraid to come home with anything less than a B back then. You know what I'm saying? So, that's where the grade side came from. And then once I got to Anacostia, you know, from being in schools in Maryland, I actually was at Suitland first. Being in university programs, tag programs, elevated programs, you know, went to Anacostia and just sort of kept doing the same thing. You know, SAT and all of that stuff when you start thinking basketball. So I wasn't thinking about none of that stuff. I just loved playing it after I gave up football. I was football first. I was football all the way up until middle school, and then that's when I started playing basketball. You know, never really played basketball organized until I got to Anacostia. So when I got to Anacostia, I was still relatively green. I was just blessed with a natural ability, a natural talent. Like, it wasn't a lot of working out and all that. I was just blessed with a gift, you know, and I love playing. So you couple that with school, and then I get there with Hargrove, and rest in peace to my mentor, Kevin Hargrove.
Good dude.
You know, because he found
Great
me.
dude.
Like, I was at Suitland working the clock at the halftime of Summer League, and I'm taking shots, and he's like, "Don't you live around the way?" I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "You're not playing up here?" I said, "Nah," you know, and he was like, "Do you play basketball?" I was like, "Yeah." And next thing you know, I was at Anacostia, you know, so, and that's where the story kind of started. And
So you was living in Suitland and going to Anacostia?
no. I was living on Montello Avenue.
Take the championship back!
I was living on Montello Avenue with my grandparents. And that's one of the things, like, I've always been a stickler for the rules. So I wanted to make sure we did do that the right way. So we had to find out how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And it was, so I had to live with my grandparents. So I lived over Montello Avenue with them. And went to Anacostia. Much different than how it was today, when now they got the lottery and all that stuff.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
You know, you just had to live in the city. You go to whatever school back in the day. So, you know, I was fortunate and blessed to do that. And then just started blowing up when I got there. I was on the bench behind Mo Talley and Dave Miles up in Roosevelt. You know, like, them was just my brothers I looked up to. And we went down to a tournament one year, and my first start, I got a triple-double, I think, and then the rest was just kind of history on that side. And how I ended up at Virginia, again, was just another funny story. We ended up, I was out ABCD camp the summer before, and back in the day, just didn't pay attention to offers. I didn't understand what none of that meant. I was green. I didn't know what it meant. I knew a lot of schools were calling my house and all that stuff, wanting me to come to their school, but I still didn't understand it. You know, went out ABCD, and I was actually, Steve Fisher and Perry Watson saw me out there playing up at the University of Michigan. So, like, that's where I was actually going. Like, Kane had a great home visit, did a visit with the Fab Five. So, like, that's where I was going. And right after my visit, came home and wanted to make my decision. And I made my decision, but somebody made it before I did. You know, so back then when they were looking for one guard, one point guard, you know.
Old teammate of mine.
Right. Bobby Crawford ended up down that work. So, and I did. I cried for a couple of days, and
So that
then
bag
sat back
came.
down.
That envelope.
From down Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Nah, I had a real good relationship with Brian Ellaby. You know,
Like I said, when that bag came. Shout out to Ellaby.
George Jefferson. Let it go.
Yeah, I'm petty.
Ellaby the bag man, though.
That's how I ended up at Virginia, you know, and went down there and started off very well, but unfortunately, I mean, again, it was just my career from middle school to high school when I first picked up basketball, it was always like a setback here and there. You know, at Suitland, not even getting a chance. Middle school, getting cut. You know, at Anacostia, like, was the only time, but then wanting to go to Michigan, end up at Virginia. So it always just seemed like something was going on. Then even at Virginia, I'm doing really well. Corey Alexander's there and being a great mentor to me, and then I get sick. You know, I had meningitis down there, and I was hospitalized for about a week and lost a ton of weight, and I just never recovered after that first year. And I just felt like I just needed a change of scenery. You know, it just felt like I just
follow
yeah. I mean, I made a couple of looks. I looked at Oklahoma actually, and I talked to Corey about it. Kelvin Sampson was just getting that job out there.
Okay.
And
Good dude, Sampson.
Yeah, real good guy. And at that day, I started to learn, because I guess that was the coach in me starting to emerge. I started to really learn and understand the business side, the business component of it. You know, so I did. I wanted to be a place where I could trust. And when he went there and got that job, you know, I just kind of went away for a week, and then I called him. I said, I'm just going to come up here, because ultimately I was just trying to get a degree. I wanted to get a degree.
That's
you know, you had dream of the NBA, but I really didn't chase it like that. You know what I'm saying?
And 1,500 points later,
Hall
of Fame, Hall of Fame, and the whole little Willie. So that ain't half damn bad, bro.
Nah. You know what I mean? It was a great decision. You know, it was definitely a great decision for me.
From Anacostia, bro.
Absolutely.
And so you guys date back even before that? I mean, in terms of like in the city, so you Anacostia, but that's what I'm saying. I know, I'm just no blue, no way.
On some boogie night shit.
Nah, don't start that Bill Cop wrong shit.
Don't be putting no pills in that water.
He's terrible, Joe.
Then we can get on Sing, man. Like, coming from Kelly Miller,
Absolutely.
and going to Sitwell Frank.
Then the
That was tough.
Yes.
I mean, what was your? I mean, how did you adjust to that? Different culture, a whole different life for you. You know what I'm saying? Going up there from the university.
Right. It was definitely a big adjustment, Curt. Like, I remember my first test that I got, and I got straight A's at Kelly Miller. You know, I was in the tag program under Mr. Cousins. And,
Mr. Cousins.
Yeah, all those dudes. Mr. Moten, greatest principal I ever had. But I remember going to Sitwell and like getting my first test back. I think I might have got like a 60 something. I remember one of the kids said, "Well, what'd you get?" And I was like, "Damn, you nosy." And they was like, "Nah, I'm just curious." So at that moment, I realized that I had to like step my game up, because they gonna ask you like what you got, and like so. Sitwell was great for me. It was definitely a difficult transition, but you know, I'm just proud that the guy George Kettle, rest in peace, who saw fit to like kind of pay for my education and steer me towards Sitwell. I remember asking him, "What made you think I can do this?" Because it was a difficult transition. He was like, "You were built to do it." So that's a phrase that I use to this day. Like when I go through a difficult time, like I'm built for any situation. So no, Sitwell was great, and like I said, I'm proud to be back in my alma mater.
Yeah, you go from the Lincoln Heights honeys to the other honey. You know that, that's tough though. That just even I always tell you, man, adjusting to different cultures, man. We got that shit when we was young. You know what I'm saying? You right now, these mothers don't know how to act around certain people. You know what I'm saying? We seen that shit at a damn young age, because I think that everybody on this panel right now, like, we had older people to prepare us for that type of shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my junior high school coach, as well as yours, Dickie Wells, went to American University.
Right.
So, but he right in the hood. He letting us know about all that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How to deal with certain shit. You know what I'm saying? How to talk to people. And
we had great mentors.
Yeah.
Great mentors.
And I think about your role. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like your role, you know what I'm saying? From where you coming from, catching trains, planes, and automobiles to get to school, to getting sponsored, whatever. You got somebody that saw something in you.
Right.
Yeah, to having
push
breakfast,
along,
with Obama.
You know, no real rap though. You know what I'm saying? And then through all whatever, you go to an academic institution like Rice.
Right.
That ain't no joke either. That's like some Ivy League shit. For real, for real. You know, people know about Rice University and do that. Then come back, you know what I mean? So, to me personally, it always, you know, they always say no test, no testimony. So for coaches, we really like psychologists and all this built into one. But we've been through that, and so that's why you guys can give back so much because you do have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And if they on WWW, they think it's sweet. And they don't even know you. You know, they don't even know.
Yeah, it's an experience, man.
It's
I always
crazy.
say you're right. Like people always see the finished product. Sometimes they don't know. Like I come from a long. I mean, I'm talking about Lincoln Heights, like you said, Langston Lane, like 2 neighborhoods that like you had to be, you know, had your wits about you. You had to be a tough kid, and like you know, so people may see one thing, but like I got it organically. You know what I'm saying? Then shout out to like Melvin Middleton, Charles Smith, Curt Smith. Like that's why I wanted to go to Kelly Miller. Even when I lived in Southeast, I was taking that W4 over there to go to Kelly Miller. I wanted to be these guys. Like shout out to Henderson Mosley, like my all-time favorite like player that I've ever witnessed in my life. I wanted to be Henderson Mosley. You know what I mean? So to me, I just believe the emulation of others is what made me. I was always a dreamer. I was always a kid. Like even now, I can't watch a game without hearing the commentators. So like a lot of times, I only like going out to watch a game out when your friends say come out. I need to hear like what's going on in the game.
It's funny you said that because we was at the gym one day and you was talking. You was naming like all what you know what the fuck they say. And all he got the niggas down back. You know what I'm saying?
Rain Man.
We might be talking the game. That nigga might say, man, did you hear what motherfucking such and such said? I'm like, he was talking the game.
Who your favorite commentator?
Oh man, my favorite all time.
I was going to say.
I know
Clark Kellogg.
Clark
Clark Kellogg, Rick.
No, he be on this
Clark,
shit,
man.
yeah.
Clark got so much jazz with him, man. It's like it's like you understand it. It's like scientific, but it also got some jazziness with it. He gonna give you like that good, like you know, them good sayings. I love Clark Kellogg. Bill Raftery.
Like that.
It's a bunch of them that I like.
Man to man.
With the kiss.
As usual, man to man.
He love your brother.
I'm still Diggy V, man. By child, that motherfucker.
I
Fuck
take
that.
Brett Musburger any day.
Oh, he didn't know. Brent Musburger.
You are looking live.
He said
Brent Musburger the best ever did. I don't even miss nothing. He the best ever.
You are looking
live.
live. Used to be on Jefferson Pilot.
Hey, Gus
You
Johnson.
hear that voice?
Gus
Them
Johnson.
motherfuckers.
Brent Musburger.
That Jefferson Pilot said you
Hell
just
with
think
Billy
of
Pack.
Liddy. Like today we're at fucking
Lenny
I was here USC, Maryland playing the Terps.
I grew up on the Big East too, though, Bo. Mike Gorman was good.
Mike Gorman was
Mike Gorman
is
It's crazy, Joe, because
Mike Gorman is
you
the biggest
think
voice.
Yeah.
when you're a kid just looking at them games and shit, and then you got a chance like like when Smith went to Georgetown and Sherman went to Syracuse, and then you watching these on Saturday afternoons, Billy Pack and them niggas, McGuire.
talking about your guy,
Yeah,
your brother.
you like your brother. I used to like, damn.
I remember the first game I had on Channel 5. I told my motherfucker, you better take this shit. Manfred Gorman.
No more.
I said, I made it.
Yeah, I made it. Right.
I'm a freshman.
It wasn't even being at the school. You made it because they was doing your game. Because they doing your game.
Game will be on ESPN, but Channel 5 is like the shit.
And you just like me with that, like, when you go, I like to hear that shit too.
Yeah.
man.
You know what I'm saying? I like to hear that shit.
You a student of the game, though, Curt. Like
I
that, we
like
got a
to hear
lot
that
of our
shit.
knowledge from that. I'm
You know what I'm
telling
saying?
you.
You watching that shit, you like,
That's
cause
why-
then you agree with the commentators sometimes.
Who you like
You saying the
listening to
same
now?
shit that they say.
Who you like listening to now?
Right now on the college level?
On levels of basketball.
Well, let me break those situations down to you.
Nah,
Hubie Brown in the league.
No question.
He number one.
Hubie Brown.
First of all, put him on. He on a whole.
Yeah, he on a Mount Rushmore.
He on a whole another.
Yeah, you gonna get an
I'm gonna say
education.
you was gonna miss him.
You gonna get an education.
Yeah, he on some other shit.
Yeah, you gonna get an
Reggie
education.
Miller is terrible.
No, he's sick.
He's terrible.
He's sick.
Now on the college level, right now.
Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson's good.
You don't like Gus Johnson?
Oh no, you standing. Oh, we still
Right
pro level.
between the eyes. What's
Let's
that
go
dude's
pro
name?
level first.
Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan. That's my man.
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Harlan. Nice.
Pro level. Pro
Kevin
level.
Harlan. Nice.
Jeff
Pro level. I got to go with. Well, y'all say Hubie don't count. Okay.
Kevin Harlan, Joe.
Man, Mark Jackson.
Yeah,
Mark Jackson good.
I
Mark
like
can do it.
Van Gundy.
Yeah.
I
Mark,
like
like, can I have
she
this
do-
dance? Niggas be fucking.
Bo, Shusey Rich, can I have this dance?
She do pro and college, but Doris Burke like
No,
it.
Doris
She
Burke
know the game.
like that.
She knows
No,
the game.
she's tough.
Yeah,
I just don't like her voice, man.
she know the
Yeah,
game.
she got a little fucked up little voice. She know the game.
Hey,
though.
Mike
know
Tirico
that.
pretty good on the play-by-play.
Yes.
Yeah, he doing good.
And he do all
Gus Johnson gets excited. I like
Jeff
him.
Van
So
Gundy, man.
who we gonna win in college?
College right
Kevin
now?
Harlan, motherfucker, little boy.
College right
Clark
now?
Kellogg like that though, especially
Clark.
with video
The
games.
thing about Kellogg, though, he's great. I'm telling you something. He the reason why certain motherfuckers watch that NCAA.
If you tournament, he like that.
It's all about him.
Yeah.
Going into commercials and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He the best with that.
Y'all like Jay Billis?
Yes, indeed.
I like Jay Billis.
He know knowledge of the game. His knowledge of the game is crazy. This is crazy.
He know the ins and outs.
Yeah, his knowledge of the
He's a
game
lawyer,
is fucking crazy.
Jay know the game.
He's a lawyer. He know the ins and outs.
I gotta go with Kellogg.
He tell you the real shit, yo.
Dickie V too much of a Duke fan for me, man.
Billis?
Yeah, man.
He cool, man, but you
No.
Duke in North Carolina, man.
If you really listen to Jay Billis though, it's not the fact that he's a Duke fan.
Oh, no, not Jay Billis.
He speaks truth.
No, not Jay Billis. I'm saying Dickie V.
Dickie V. He ain't Duke.
He ain't Duke fan. No, Jay Billis is good on all. He not bad.
Let me tell you a story. Dickie V hype that shit up.
He loves Syracuse. Yeah, wherever he
loves Syracuse.
So we played Duke. Dickie V did the joint, right? So he's by a locker room, right? He's like, "I want to come in there and get you guys, Harrison, talk to you." I said, "Man, you ain't coming in here, man. You rooting for Duke anyway."
Right.
Standing right there. My coach was like, "What you do?" Dickie V, I was like, "Man, go get him there."
Yeah, he standing
right there.
Smith, real quick, Smith, going back to what you said though about like what we grew up on, that's why, once again, 6 degrees of separation. One of my classmates and teammates in baseball, Ezra Edelman, did that 30 for 30, Requiem for the Big East. That was unbelievable. To go back, to go back and relive that.
Real Big East.
But you know what? They should just really made that Boeheim and John Thompson. Because that's what they was in concept. That's what they
Rolling.
started that shit, Joe. They was in that motherfucker. This was the original.
man.
No, I'm talking the highlights they were showing was actually about Georgetown and Syracuse, really.
That created that real
that whole little situation. But
attention, but
that goes back to that conference, man. Man, that motherfucker.
What was Pearl doing trying to go to the body to Pat, though, man?
Oh man, they didn't even.
Man,
Hold on,
Pearl
Pearl didn't even get a foul. Like there wasn't even a foul, wasn't a tech, it wasn't nothing. Like that's the
Pat would have hit him at the end of his career, man.
Different era.
And I love how Pearl would go against Georgetown and be like living for the press. Some guys were scared.
Man.
Pearl wanted to get pressed and get a half a spin to Michael Jackson and point at him. Like Pearl, come on, man.
And that's the thing I didn't understand about John back then with that Pearl, that press. Only thing Pearl was doing, like, he's telling everybody, get out the way. Nigga, back your press up, nigga. Token pressure, motherfucker. Don't be for this nigga. Token pressure to stay on this motherfucker.
Pearl's a smile drinking the ball.
This shit was done.
The first motherfucker I ever seen do that, and just me growing up watching basketball, was Mel Middleton.
Yeah.
A full court press. I mean, I'm young. I'm in elementary school going to see my brother and Melvin on the same team. Smack, you know what I'm saying? Ducking and them, they had a mob. I'm at them motherfuckers watching this motherfucker, the full court press coming, Melvin's like this. Like, everybody's get out the way. He dribbles through all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So then when I get a chance to go up to Kelly Miller, play with the same coach, Dickie Wells, press come, I'm in practice like, that motherfucker pulled me to the side, he said, come here, son. Nobody heard him though. We're walking, just talking, everybody's looking. He's like, when teams press that motherfucker, just tell everybody get out the way. Mel Middleton did it. You seen this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something like traps in the wing and all. I'm looking like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, he told
You know what I'm saying? Coming from your coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit was crazy, Slim.
Yeah.
And you can speak as well as I, on what I'm saying as far as like that Kelly Miller joint. Just me being at Harris Elementary and going to see Melvin and my brother and them play. My cousin Lawrence and them, man. They had, Dickie Wells is God-oriented, man. The guards do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just growing up watching that shit, Slim.
He instilled so much confidence in you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first coach I had that, like, will cuss you out, but be giving you confidence in the same token. Like, where it's like, he want you to do certain stuff.
Yeah.
So, me and Mike used to always talk about that. Like, to me, this is my philosophy of coaching. You coach how you were coached, and then you coach how you wish you were coached.
Right.
Exactly.
And so those I try to combine those two things and what I give, like, to my kids.
And what you say, that's how I coach. That's what's so crazy. That's how I look at myself. And, you know, I've gotten attacked before by encouraging a kid, like, I might have said, like, good motherfucking play. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking to my kid.
Right.
But that's kind of how I talk to my kids, you know, but that's real good buying.
You've been in
man.
them situations before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like, you know, we always get criticized as far as like, they say a lot of players not good coaches. get criticized by it, which it's a 50-50 thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people haven't been in your situations, game situation, what you coaches, what you would have done at that time. And then you know your team. You know, I can't get this motherfucker the ball because he going to do this and that. Right. You know what I'm saying? That brings you back to the game we just finished watching with the Jordan. No disrespect to Pat Ewing, but at the end of that game, I just think the ball ended up in the guy's hands that can't create up the dribble.
Tonight?
Yeah.
You see, even with Pat, like, you know, with Pat, with his experience,
you got to
and the level of playing,
I don't think that's
his coaching and his ball work
exactly.
is he's still learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at St. John's, I'm saying, damn, the superstars, that kid, I want to know who that assistant coach is who got the ball doing the ball work. Because you know, head coach Mullen and them, they just like. And it's the shorty that is doing the ball work. Right. So it's just different when it just seems so different.
I agree.
I've always been nice with the ball.
Your staff means a lot.
Yeah. Your staff definitely means a lot.
You gotta,
right.
It starts with trust.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You got like when me and Mo was coaching together, I gotta trust what Mo's saying. And I'm gonna trust it off the break because I know his knowledge of the game. And I know y'all probably had that same chemistry. Like y'all might think about it, it's like, man, I'm gonna go with this.
Like he would just tell, he would tell me stuff, bro. He would tell me, like, you know how you come out and you meet like the coach thing at the half by the end, and he would tell me stuff, and I'd be like, I hear you, but I push him and then you go do it. Like it ain't gonna come. Like you already got the idea. Like it ain't gonna come from me.
Yeah, I dig it.
Because that's what it's a state. It ain't like because I'm the head coach.
Right. No ego. Yeah.
No ego.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like game recognized game.
Right.
Meaning that game, what you know about that game. You know Mike.
No question.
Y'all gonna click on all cylinders with that shit.
Yeah, ain't no egos.
Yeah, and no egos at all. And what impressed me about you, Mike, when we at USBL summer, you know what I'm saying? We all the big names, you know what I'm saying? You, myself, Moochie, Greg, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Nice mob. And my man, shout out to my man Keith Davis, my man right there. You know what I'm saying? And what impressed me the most about you when I seen you a couple times in high school play. I was just an athletic motherfucker, heavy off the rim and all that. You know, so what impressed me more about Mike was one of the younger guys on the team. Motherfucker always was listening though. You know what I'm saying? We actually went into big time games, finishing games off with featuring this nigga on the wing by ice on.
I remember.
Last 3-4 minutes, we wanted Mike. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But because that motherfucker was always here with it. Motherfucker always looking at the doors.
Unselfish.
You know what I'm saying? I might put him aside, say something. No ego, no problem. None of that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why you're successful at what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you always listening. You was always willing to learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't come, Mike, man, I said, oh, man. You never had that attitude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You was always tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to you. This nigga was mixing niggas with that high cross and all that. Yeah, all that shit. Finishing at the rim. You know what I'm saying? But he always was very, and that's what I love about you and Keith. Y'all was the youngest on the team, but y'all were so respectful. Wasn't no bullshit. Wasn't no arguing, nothing like that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That chemistry was mean. You know, and me and Moochie be talking about that shit sometimes.
Yeah.
We were the vets on the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all was the youngest, and y'all motherfuckers was tuning in. Like, that shit was, like, crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? Same chemistry with, I mean, you might be similar hooping.
Right.
And you always been a student of the game from way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about you, I see you out at the club or something. Stay talking about basketball.
All the time.
What you think about
Eccentric, man.
And you know, and in my mind, I be like,
eccentric, right?
Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's get these skirts right now. Let's look. You see her eat? Yeah, that's the basketball right there. You know what I'm saying? But so you always study the game, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Josh?
But I'm gonna tell you,
Think about my man Josh.
he'll focus back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I guess my man. I'm gonna leave it alone. You know what I'm saying?
We got good chemistry.
Yeah. No blue.
We got good
What happened in playoffs in USBL, man? Y'all supposed to win that chip for the city.
You want me to answer that question or let Mike answer?
What year was that? What year was that?
99, right?
It was 99.
99, right? What happened?
But no,
98.
Oh, 98.
you want me to tell you?
Yeah, so
No,
what was
wait,
that?
no. It was too much Damon Owens.
Huh?
It was too much Damon Owens. We played that Connecticut team.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the answer for that motherfucker. He cooked everybody.
Nobody
You know what I'm saying? You know, Damon,
Oh, I heard it was
bad motherfucker. Shout out to Damon. You know what I'm saying? The other had you on one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was just too much.
No, he was booking.
He was
But nah,
he was booking.
to add into what Bone was talking about, in terms of being in the huddles, being on the floor, always listening. I mean, if y'all just heard my story, I played late. Like I ain't had no aspirations in elementary. I ain't had no aspirations in middle school. Like I ain't see none of this. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know what none of it looked like until I got to Anacostia. Even when I was at Suitland or France got Key Middle, and then I was at Suitland, like it wasn't no real dreams about basketball and watching it on TV. Like I watched it. I was a Lakers fan, way back then, but that was about it. So when I started playing and started being around like great players like yourself, like that, I was trying to be a sponge. I was trying to learn as much as I could. Like I said, everything that I was doing was off of just sheer raw talent. Like it was just something that was birthed in me that I really didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like even USBL, I think one of those games I had like 35 one game, and then I could just chill. You know what I'm saying? After that, and I probably was one of the younger or quiet ones because Coach Mack used to talk about that. But he had me starting, on that mob, like being young, just because of the way like I just always blend in to whatever was needed at the time on the floor. So, that's what I've always kind of been since I've been involved in it. And now, like, that's just what I do. Like, I just go and I listen and I learn and I pick it up so I can take it. And because I'm always giving a story when it comes to coaching their kids. I'm always real with them. The things that I've gone through, the insecurities that I had as a player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell them all of that stuff so they can kind of see it, and especially when I see it happening. Especially when I see it, like I let them know.
It's not just a mountaintop.
You ain't like, create your life. You live it. You know what I'm saying?
Like all of us have gone through it too.
Right.
All of us.
Everybody has.
The doubt and like all that other stuff that happens.
But you see how it's the opportunity.
They didn't know about his lines.
Right. You see how it's opportunity. A lot is opportunity.
Right. They
Y'all
lie.
two was in the ACC at the same time, right?
Nah.
Yeah, because you came out.
One year. We got y'all up for UV.
He's sitting there corner and everybody, we got y'all.
He remembers everything. All the time. But you know what? Seriously, quick shout out to you, though, Curt.
Jeff Jones.
Shout out to Curt, though.
Tim Duncan.
Quick shout out to Curt.
Randall.
One thing I could always respect about you was knowing who you were, right, reputation-wise, and then watching you play at Kelly Miller and all that. But then as we started getting older, I remember saying, like, your measuring stick is always, like, the best. And so I was a point guard, and I was like, all right, I know I can't score like him, but, like, it's certain times, but even when I played against you, it was super competitive. But, like, you talking about us respecting you, you always gave respect to us, though. Oh, no. Honestly, like, so it's like, and you didn't have to do that. Or even when we play with you, like, you the most... I always say you the most, you the most unselfish, like 40-point scorer I ever seen. Like, if you could get off, Curt wanted you to get off. Like, Curt was going to get you off.
No blue. Infinity.
But still, he was going to get you off.
That would be in the womb conversation. But don't let me get off first.
I'm sure he did that for you, bro.
Let me get off first.
You grew up with him, like, he did that.
When season was out, we at the gyms at 7 in the morning where they hoop at. Then we go to the 10 o'clock spot, then a 12 o'clock spot, then we eat.
Right.
But the whole time we talking like, man, you see that young nigga gonna be like that.
We all.
Or who we played against. Somebody played against me. He said, boy, he like that, Joe. You see that move we did?
Right.
Man, we
and we was
talking about that.
sponge all that shit in the same way you guys do. Incorporate it to our games.
Right.
We used to sneak in gyms and work out.
Right. No, I remember.
100-degree weather.
Always admired that, man. That I was like,
That's how we
like,
were. And
give me a positive word.
Yeah, man.
Kept me encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
as
it
an
wasn't
opponent.
never no hating on basketball, man.
That's why I respect y'all guys, and that's why I say I'm proud of what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Even I can go back a little further when Zoe Roach was coaching up Dunbar. I always tell him, man, you doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
shout out to Zoe.
Yeah, when you see guys, man, that you played against and the passion for the game, everybody passion not the same.
Nah, man, it's not.
Some of it is out here just doing this shit just to be like, I won a championship. I'm doing but
most definitely.
No, we can eat, drink, and sleep this shit and talk about these
But
players
you
or
see
dissect
the
the game
motherfuckers
or watch the game.
From the ones that
You know
ain't
what I'm
get
saying?
2 cents.
And that should be like crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we come up from an era where we were playing the game because we wanted to play. We loved the game, but at the same time, imagine all of us on this panel right now growing up now in this era.
Yeah, so much stuff. Man.
But it'd be so easy.
Yeah.
Because the way we think, these kids out here playing now just to be like, I'm on the team.
And weight training.
Some free tennis shoes.
Talk about that.
But just imagine us back then, if we grew up in this
Same
era,
mentality.
they would. I think they would probably have to extend the NBA as far as teams. We wanted that shit, Joe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Our talent spoke for itself.
Right.
And we was always gonna play. Oh man, you my boy. Nah, we gonna play some ball. We gonna hang out. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom.
I'm just glad we ain't had the internet and shit though.
Right.
That's another thing too. That's a great point.
I don't
Yeah,
fight
I know,
that
I
shit.
know.
That's a
We
great.
didn't have no
point.
Twitter, none of that shit, no Facebook, no internet. Nigga, it was no
JB,
computer.
Mo said something earlier though that was critical though. When you talk about, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody's story, but for me, it wasn't no you the best.
Right.
This 6th grader, I won an elementary school championship at Stanton. I won a junior high school championship at Kelly Miller. Could not get on the court around Woodland with those guys until they said it was okay. So I think that type of perseverance and like today, a lot of these guys that play around Woodland didn't even play in high school.
Right.
Shout out to Mark Manigo. You know what I mean? Like these are some great players that.
Oh man.
Yeah, these are some great players that like played.
We got a rack of them.
You know what I mean? So and they wouldn't, and until you earned your way with them, that's the first time I thought I was a good player when I got on the court with them.
Exactly.
Shout
So
out
you
to
didn't
Curt,
get it
shout out to
early.
Curt.
That made me look at everybody else
No
right
question.
there.
My point guard.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then when you play against people your age, you like, man, you ain't ready, man.
Right.
That shit easy.
So I think we grew up like that. Where today I just think kids play on their age group.
Yeah.
They even reclassify to play down.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole
it's
other
whole
thing where like they
different.
don't get that same, you know,
But it's
essence that we
it be
got.
those kids that be like, well, I'm 14, I'm in the ninth. You be like, all right, you ain't in the right grade. And you can boogie.
Right.
So you doing it the correct way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love that. Sometimes kids reclassify different reasons.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm
knocking
not
it.
going to do it just to
I'm
do
not
it.
knocking it. No, I'm not.
I ain't
knocking
going to do it just
Yeah.
to do it. Especially I'm a father. I ain't never played basketball. He's sitting around all these AAU programs. Well, he a little older. We're going to stay back.
Yeah, yeah. We're
I
not,
hate
not
that,
knocking
man.
it. Not
I
knocking
hate
it.
that.
Definitely not knocking it.
Yeah,
Definitely
but I
not
hate
knocking it.
that, man.
But it's like I just think us playing against older guys is what really made
All the
us better
time.
players.
All the time.
Like, cause you had to figure it out. Like, you wasn't gonna go on the court and shoot the ball a lot with them.
Nah.
So you had to like
Figure out
guard
what to
people.
do.
Right? You had to figure
That's
it out.
the crazy part, man. Like,
Learn how to move without
I
the
play
ball.
pickup a lot of times in the morning, and when I was young, my dad told me what to do when I played with older guys: catch and shoot, hold your space. And these kids now be 14, 13-year-old looking off dudes and
Right.
going to the basket with
Right.
grown men.
Stupid and dumb.
Because they don't play enough basketball
They don't even
on
watch
their
the game.
own.
They don't even watch the game though.
But I think what is a bigger thing though is like it's the honoring of like who the. It's like respecting your elders.
It's
They don't have that
But
same.
then- but
same-
like-
and it's
that's the
respecting,
thing.
it's respecting the game too.
right.
Yeah, like that. Both of those
That's a good point,
in combination because they don't, like you said, one they don't play enough basketball.
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
don't just go to the court
And they don't watch
and
it
play.
either,
though.
But
Don't
the
watch
second,
the game
don't
either.
watch it. Don't watch it.
They watch highlights.
But
All they watch is
even,
highlights.
even
They
with
don't
Charlie,
watch
even
it.
what Charlie Mo was talking about, in terms of we watched each other to pick up something and
Yeah.
learn something.
No bullshit.
Everybody in this era feels like they got the plan.
They-
I know how to
they
do
got
this
it
right.
from when you ate, and
Right.
I'm gonna put you in this,
Exactly.
and it's
Yeah.
gonna work. That's what it's all these different workout dudes and all that stuff.
I
And
got
be
the
like,
Euro. I got the step
Yeah.
back. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
if you could manufacture this, somebody would be doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, but they'll always ride probably one name. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was a part of them doing some workouts.
Something
And
special,
they be like,
ready.
see, I got him ready.
Yeah.
But then what about the other 99 that you couldn't get
like
ready?
you stealing from.
Right, like 'cause-
Exactly. Yep. That you still from. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But when these kids, the ones you find, like you see, even if they, because today that's just the system. That's what
what's
you
going
do.
on.
I'm gonna find out with you. I'm gonna put you in AAU.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work you
Yeah.
out every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I'm never just gonna go play pickup because me and Irk been talking about that for years. Just opening up the
School
gym
Marshall.
so kids can come in and just play pickup basketball.
Shout out to
niggas don't
Tacoma
do it no more.
Langley.
Yeah. All the play, Murray back in the day, like we
Doc Jim.
Hey,
Doc Jim.
do that no more. Down Anacostia Park. Like we ain't gonna take it to the inside. Down Anacostia Park.
Sweeney was
McDonald's.
Sweeney Carver, right?
McDonald's.
Watch the game tomorrow, big
You got to be a serious baller to get to Doc's gym, man.
Doc
Like,
wasn't that
No, you can get in the gym. You to get on the floor. He was gonna let you know who had that.
Oh no, he dissected that shit. He dissected that
You over there.
And you know, hey, look, and them rims was what? Fucking 11 feet? 12 feet? Was high as shit, yo.
No,
Kimbe was still dunking on the ball.
Harvard prep joint.
Yeah. Kimbe was still dunking on the ball.
It's funny you talk about it. You know, I stay in touch with my Vanderpool a lot. You know, so lately.
right.
So we never talk about that. My first experience coming to Tacoma.
I remember the first day you came.
I swear this shit was crazy. They shot it when shit was crazy, right? I go up. You know, I'm used to we just going Watson, no Brentwood, Clement Bob, just going, nigga, you got neck. I goes up to Tacoma.
You in the weight gym?
No, it wasn't about no. Man, that was a dumb statement.
I'm about to get mad.
I was waiting till they started their first game.
That was Bill
You know how they carry you in Montgomery County. You know how they carry you in Montgomery County.
Wait, what he about to tell you?
They hated on him Montgomery.
It was so funny though because you know we come from nigga. I got the next one, Hugh Moon. I got my 5.
Yeah.
Walks that motherfucker off the. It was some bad motherfuckers. Don't get me wrong now.
You was by yourself?
You got the Dermot Clinton, Bad Boy, my man Vanderpool, Singletary.
Guthrie probably was in
Stevie Francis.
Everybody was there. This motherfucker was loaded. But the one thing I loved, it was all guards.
Right.
Like everything was like this ISO.
Yeah.
You on your own, motherfucker. So I walk in the gym.
I know what he about to say.
I walk in that motherfucker. These niggas in the layup line. At open gym. Nigga, we don't warm up. They in the layup line.
They're stretching.
They look boom.
It was in the evening, yeah. It was in the evening.
I walks in this motherfucker, right? They in that motherfucker. I say, hold up. Cause you know I don't even warm up.
You just finished eating McDonald's and shit. Hey, look, he just had
I probably just put my J out. And I walk in there
after before you just ate the
So I go in that motherfucker. I'm looking like
Man, I know you ain't getting the layup, man.
Yes, I had to.
Oh, no.
The warm up, I had to warm up. I'm looking. I said, shit. They not gonna have no advantage over me. These niggas doing this shit for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's God's heavy in that motherfucker. So I got to get with them in that motherfucker. I'm looking at he the only one I really knew personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck is this going on? But this shit was, it's true though. It was true. I'm in there singing, so like, nigga, what is it? So I just say, fuck, I'm gonna go there. Boom. But
you can't even make this shit up, right?
But the bump was great.
Yeah, the bump was just,
I was cool with it.
I can't take
I
it.
never like some shit like open gym. I said, but the thing I got out of that, I said, these niggas seriously love the game. Fuck that. That's the shit I got out of. I said, these niggas love the game for real. Because for one, it was invitation only. Right. But it wasn't just anybody come that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I said, these niggas love the game. And they had it was like a family.
And Smith, remember, because you came probably back 2 times after that.
Yeah, I loved it.
But I remember,
Joe.
Not only the layup lines, remember how we used to give each other rules of what you couldn't do during a certain game?
Yeah. Certain motherfuckers be across half court or
just like you can't shoot threes this game, or you gotta pass it all game.
It was structured.
I like that shit.
It was structured
because situational shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it was all
no dribble.
It was all
basketball.
Right.
I mean,
the shit worked out.
I mean, one game Curt could only pass.
Yeah.
Like it may be stuff like that.
When you name the motherfuckers in there, that's why I respect them niggas' game, because I've seen them niggas make decisions in certain situations when they make the rules.
Back then.
You know what I'm saying? It fucked me up, Joe. I was like, these niggas here lunching for real.
I didn't get that type of knowledge before I went to college.
Yeah, but they took that shit serious, man.
That's real good
and then the people that was in there, it was all results after that, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everybody did bop. You know what I'm saying? Just learning the game. It was new to me, coming from where I'm coming from. But I adjusted to what
That
they
was
was doing.
like that was like
You know what I'm saying? But it at the end of the day, I was like, that's some
You
my
know
shit.
about the game. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, that's we incorporated that into our
Absolutely.
pickup. Like we said, I'm not interested in watching our best players, whether it's Josh or whoever, dominate the open gym. Josh, you can't shoot this game. Only that tell the other players what he can't do, or you can only shoot mid range. We start making rules of like what they can do. That's the only way to help them get better.
And speaking of Josh, y'all guys had a chance to coach him, man. That's a goddamn first round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always talk that motherfucker bad. You know what I'm saying? and just going through your mindset right now, because not sugarcoating anything, y'all guys had a lot to do with his success.
Yeah, man.
Him developing as a good basketball player. To
Yeah,
even
since
go,
ninth grade?
yeah,
10.
10. They had him
Rick
bring
had him first.
and develop that guy, man. That was to
He
me
be in my gym all the time.
taking my head off the y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, man.
what's y'all mindset just watching him? I know y'all, because y'all looking like, damn,
Yeah, I mean,
10th grade to
Right.
y'all did that shit.
Yeah, national
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I give everybody credit.
Got national
You
championship.
circling up, but y'all coach this motherfucker on the school team.
Hey, but you know what it go back to, real quick? It go back to that no test, no testimony. Think about your story,
Yeah.
your play. Sit well friends, academic, whatever the case may be. And you straight A, boom. You gotta do that shit though.
Right.
Here you go, you pick a kid up, academically challenged.
Yeah.
Motherfucker thought about fucking
Getting out of
quit.
there. Yeah.
Dog, you were him.
Yeah. 20 years later.
How
I agree.
apropos was that shit?
It's unbelievable. Mike could tell you the
That's
story.
tough, man.
Nah. It was a great story, man. Just having that kid come in, and the first thing we saw, it wasn't about his ability, his skill, what he could do. It was just about his motor. He had a passion for it, and we could see it.
Yeah.
And through that passion, that's all we did. We just always shared our stories of things that we had gone through. Urt was able to share, his experiences academically at
That's what
Sidwell,
I'm saying,
and his
bro.
failures. You know what I'm saying? And then how to stick to it and stay
Perfect
around and
situation.
hang on, and he did that. The basketball side, we had multiple stories to be able to share with him. We talked about one game we was just over here chilling. We was talking about the championship game and the Gonzaga Classic where we lost by a couple of points in that championship game, but the young fella still got MVP of that tournament. And it was a situation we was down 20 in the first quarter, and he like almost lost it. Like he just, like he was breaking down because this how much he loved it, and it wasn't about him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where like we were able to like show him so much. Like it wasn't even about him. It was for his team. That's how much like this youngin really started loving basketball. Like he always had the motor. Absolutely. It was just us to fine tune. And we always talk about we was just that time in his life. That's what he needed right then and there. Then of course he went on
the
with
right
Jay
way.
Wright.
But the thing is, because I kind of saw that in slow motion because I was in Montgomery County at the time,
Right.
and I saw you guys play several times through that time, and he used to be in my gym all the time. And he played out of position with y'all, and
Right.
he
Yeah,
played
yeah.
basically
He
he
put 'em
played,
everywhere.
he
Yeah.
played a center and shit. I'm like,
but you know
and
what's
I
crazy?
remember I'm like, so little young ain't going to Villanova because that's my school,
Right,
you know,
right.
boom, whatever. But I again know you guys and all that, but the correct way of being taught helped him hit the ground running and being taught again by a guy like Jay. It
So what did
just,
Jay say?
the line, the planets aligned for him.
What was the
What
compliment?
it was for you guys?
Absolutely.
What was the
planets aligned
compliment?
for
What's the
him.
compliment that Jay gave us?
Right, no, and I'm gonna hit that one. I'm gonna add to that one. But the planets.
They
were
run out of
aligned.
timeouts in here.
Nah, they got one left.
The planets were
him.
aligned
Really?
in several ways.
Hey,
It was
Pat,
aligned for him.
let's get them two you left on the board tonight.
Nah, they was aligned for him, but also for us as coaches. Like our maturity during that moment and how much we learned with that kid as coaches helped to grow us in a certain way. But absolutely, when he went on to play at Villanova, when he first arrived, first thing Jay said, man, was like Josh is ready to play. Like you guys got Josh ready to play now.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
Running, man.
Right.
Y'all
Like,
coached
yeah,
him very well.
And we had to fight with him because again, this day and age with social media and Twitter and all this,
That he was crying
we're
about
trying to show
offers.
him. Yeah, we're trying to show him before the offers. We're trying to show him just how to be a basketball player.
Right.
Like you got to be able to play everywhere to be a basketball
be a
player.
guard. Yeah, he's like, I'm a guard.
Coach, I'm a guard. Like why I need to learn how to
That's
post up
what
somebody?
I'm telling you.
Did
So
y'all
I said-
so
when I saw y'all, I said,
did
he
y'all
played
ever
five.
like in y'all mind think this motherfucker's gonna be for player of the year though?
No.
In the NCAA? No, not in.
He was real good. I didn't see
Maybe
that.
both.
But
Bo,
did you
he always
understand?
was the one that was
Who
like,
say
okay.
something?
From the day he walked in the door. But that was only because I was the coach on the other side that had to basically coach against him.
Okay.
And it was unfortunately, I was always on the losing end of that game.
Okay.
You know, and so I told E from the start, I said, man, y'all got a diamond, man. You know, you got a kid that really actually has a motor, that has the IQ, has an understanding and a feel for the game, and had body strength, a physical strength to be able to actually, you know, do his will on the court when you needed it to be
They
done.
got a real unflappable thing about it. I'm a Laker fan, man. So when I see him playing now, like he just works his way on in that. And I mean, first obviously he worked to be a first rounder,
Yeah.
but
He works.
he works his way into
Even
like
now,
he's
man,
in the rotation, like
You know,
he
but
plays.
no, Smith was always like because Mo played it, so Mo was always a fan. But Smith, you always been a fan.
I always
Smith.
like that motherfucker.
No, I like about him, you ain't got to run a play for him.
Nope.
Right.
He
You
can
know,
get us
that's when you
regardless.
know you get booked.
To
Regardless.
me,
Yep.
what made
What
him special at Villanova to me was, and it was different from almost any other guy in the country. He could take over the game different ways. He could hit the big shot, check the best player, get the biggest
Get the
rebound,
glass,
get the block.
yeah.
That shit was crazy. And I tell all of my guys, I'm like, man, like Josh is special because whatever the team needs
Impacts
in
the
that
game in multiple
possession
ways.
to
Right.
win the game,
Right.
he gonna do. I watched when he came to play Georgetown last year. He had like 20 points and like 9 rebounds. You don't see it, but it's
Right.
like, damn, he's involved in every.
You know why you
single
don't
play.
see it? One thing about his game that I noticed, and I never even told you about this. He may be one of the best in the game of playing in spurts.
Right.
This motherfucker might in a 3 minutes, man, this motherfucker might go 4 motherfucking and ones or some shit.
Get explosive
A few
spurts,
steals and boom. Then then he might just chill for a minute.
Right.
About later on, that next rip, boom, he back at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you probably don't notice his stats because he do everything in spurts.
Right. That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? And he does everything. Even with defense, he might get the right stop at a time.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
rebound.
Transition, in transition, he's fucking incredible.
Like that's the thing.
He in spurts, these motherfuckers isn't done.
Defensively, he's always in tune.
JT does that hands up shit, so he slide that bitch with his hands up, dog. He ain't even armbar motherfuckers. I'm watching that shit.
Yeah,
He slide them motherfuckers.
But one of the
straight
things,
up.
one of the things we would talk about when it comes to Josh, like how he was able to do that at Villanova, is because he was able to do it at Sidwell.
Right.
No,
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Some of these kids that don't just never experience
that's
that.
why I asked
and
that
they know how to
because
do it.
Y'all forcing him to do things he didn't
all
want
that
to
shit,
do.
all that shit, y'all.
Right.
Simple ass shell dribble.
You know what I'm saying? All that shit,
And
y'all.
like to the human eye, I was looking at y'all team from the human eye. You be
All
like,
that shit, y'all.
damn, yo, it's like, oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Respect that shit.
Hey, look, hey, y'all.
Yeah, we don't pass the eye test. Yeah.
The eye test, Joe, I swear. Back when Josh was there, I saw y'all several times. I was like the eye test, you really fucked up. We had a couple Opies and like fucking Josh. And Josh is that dude, but he played a 5. You like, hold up.
But I remember
Shout out to
You know
Joe
what I'm saying?
Bell.
But nah.
Shout out to Joe Bell.
You said Joe Bell.
But I remember still, I never forget the game you came to though in the tournament when Chavez played in it.
I'm saying,
Sidwell, and I
Yes,
think
sir.
one of them games he had like 22 rebounds. And you looked at me like,
I was like, who the fuck is this motherfucker?
Y'all played up No Point one year too, right?
Yeah,
Y'all played
yeah,
No Point, okay.
Now y'all did a great job with him.
Y'all had Jelani right
You know what I'm
behind him.
saying?
absolutely.
You know, but not to interject more than anything else, though, when you think about both of these guys, both of them were those hybrid type of guys in our time and age, right? They were two hybrid players that played along guys that could basically play 1 through 5 if they needed to. You know, understanding zone principles,
And study the games.
how to get into the gaps. I mean, you know,
Great
every
combination.
aspect of their game. But
Great combination.
for Josh, he was a multi-sport kid, right? Who found his niche in the sport. He was a sponge. Who even Moses said, like, you know, at the draft party, like he wanted to be outside at night shooting. I got to keep the lights on to just keep the actual court, you know, illuminated to be able to actually do the things he wanted to do. He had a passion.
Right.
You know, it's not the father that's chasing him and having to say, hey, son, get up this morning.
Yeah.
You got to get to the gym because such and such working you out. You don't really want to beat it.
He ain't one of them kids where his parents wanted more than him.
Right.
Yeah.
He wanted that shit
That's
himself.
a very good point. Very good point.
And,
You know what I'm saying?
and he had two men who lived an experience that actually
It's all like
believed
when
in
the,
him
you know, he
and instilled a certain
yeah, he came.
grace in him. You know what I mean?
That's why it goes back to saying that's y'all work. When put it this way, you know, remember shout out to Shaq, but me and Shaq was talking the other day. Friendship
Shout out to
chat.
Shaq.
And he made a good
Shaq.
point. He was like, boom. He said, man, you know, back in the day when we were playing, you would think when you get to high school, certain stuff you don't have to really teach these kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said he's going through that phase right now. He's doing a great job of it. Got some
Absolutely.
great talent.
Absolutely.
Great guy, just like you guys. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying about Josh is like, Jay Wright gets a lot of credit for it. Yes, he does. But at the same time, y'all prepared him for Jay Wright. There's a lot of shit that Jay had to tell his motherfucker or teach
He
him.
went to the right school though.
Yeah. I mean,
still
that's
went to the
right
right
school.
fucking
That's right
school.
school.
You know what I'm saying?
But the point I'm making
He went
is
to the right motherfucker.
the point I'm making is, regardless of what school he went to, he was mentally prepared
Right.
for anything to adjust.
He was gonna be successful.
whatever he went to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all started that shit with him. Y'all let him know, like, boom.
And
Boom,
go
boom,
back
boom.
to
You know what I'm
earlier
saying?
conversation y'all had about the whole academic piece. And you can get this anywhere. I don't never want people out here to think that it's a similar thing. But I always say the biggest decision him and his family ever made was to stay at Sidwell after he got kicked out.
Leave
Because
and
the
all that
perseverance that he had to put up, you know, what he had to do to get through there, and the work he had to put in that people don't always see. I mean, you read the stories, but you don't. He the one who had to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing outside of like his house burning down and all the other reasons he had why. His why is very strong. I always say if you don't have a why in life, you can't really be successful. You know what I mean? So
That's-
his why was like very strong.
And then if you don't have a why in it, you ain't got shit to talk about.
The perfect mentor to get in the way.
You can't have the next
You know what I'm
motherfucker
saying?
even like relate to nothing you saying. You don't know what the
you
fuck
don't
you done did.
Yeah.
But what you talking about? You ain't been through it. You know what I'm saying? And I look at you two guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking southeast, northeast. I mean, like, in some heated areas.
That's
Y'all got a lot to tell these motherfuckers.
that's what makes that's the hook.
Yeah.
That is really the fucking hook. For real, for real. If y'all was from some other shit,
Right.
it's not as compelling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been around E a lot, like, and on some, you know what I mean? On some real, on some buttoned up corporate shit.
No.
But my thing is,
He adjusts
the
the
super
situation.
the super dude. When I said about this dude, I'm laughing because it's like it's me. Because I'm like, looking at this dude, his range is crazy, and it's all about versatility. But it's about what you've been exposed to, what you incorporate, and make it your own.
Right.
So you could be around, you know, and it's just like you think, man, what this dude from? You from somewhere else. Like, you know what I mean? You from Germantown or something, but it ain't even like that. So that's a testament to, you know, being able to incorporate,
Always got
build
to
and
be able
grow.
to adjust, man.
You know?
Yeah.
The one question I have for you though, I want to ask you, like, because you guys were a tandem for like 9 years, you know, and I would expect that you had some opportunities to you know, to become a head coach and have your own program before you did.
Right.
Were you just trepidatious about jumping out? You didn't feel like it was the right opportunities? Like, what went into, you know, up until 9 years, I guess, before you decided to kind of branch out and do your thing?
Well, the reason I left this year, because he told me to leave.
Oh,
So he fired you.
I'll take everything back I said about you. Ain't even fire him, man.
Nah, he told me he had a good opportunity.
Take that job,
Get your ass about here. You ready? And get your ass about here.
But what happened was, again, like I said earlier, it just never, to me, I never embraced it as a passion. You know, like in those first few years, I just loved it. Like I love basketball, always have. You know, so up there and teaching it and being involved with those kids, like I loved it. And then it started to become a passion. And then the little system that he wanted to put in place, which is crazy. Like he would call himself the offensive coordinator. I was the defensive coordinator. And like we had all these different levels.
Okay.
Yeah, we had all these different levels of management that we had within the program. And I started to see that it was becoming a purpose. And then now I was like, man, I want to do this full time. I just want to give back to kids full time. You know, it wasn't about like I need to have my own program. I felt like this was our program. You know what I'm
so
saying?
you
Like,
was
that's how he
kind
made
of
it
just
feel.
in your I could so
Yeah, that's how he made it feel. And then when the
no
girl,
homo, no blue.
That's right.
But when Carol opened up, that's when my passion really came out, because my kids go there. My wife, the director of college counseling, so college counseling. So I've always been involved with Curl in some kind of way, especially with my kids being there. Yeah. And I got tired of watching it be what it was, and I knew what Curl could be. You know what I'm saying?
Was.
Right. I played against him. You know, like one of my greatest highlights was at Curl when I was my first year at Anacostia. So like I always knew what Curl was always about in terms of the championship, the history. You know,
shout out to Kelly Taylor.
Yeah. Like what it should, you know.
So, yes, sir.
So when I saw it's open, like the opportunity is open, I went and talked about, you know, some possibilities, and like I wasn't really pushing myself, but I said if everything falls through, I'll put my name in the hat, you know. And then I had a conversation with him, and he was like, Mike, you need to go, like you need to go take it, like that's yours, like you need to go do it. And then all I started thinking about was how many more kids we could service. Did great work at Sidwell together. So now, how many more kids can I now touch? And then now I can touch a lot of kids in the city that probably that probably can't get into Sidwell.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Great,
you know, so like now we can touch a lot more kids.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, then I got with, because now it's about having a great staff. You know, so then I
nothing without your staff.
You ain't got shit without your staff.
You gotta have a great staff. Yeah, you gotta have a great
staff. Shout out to
Carol
Holmes.
Yeah, gotta have a great staff.
No doubt.
So from there, man, like it was just a no-brainer. They brought it back to us. We put a plan together, and we said, can we service these kids the proper way? Like it, nothing to do with us. Like I always tell the kids, like I'm faceless. Like I don't want none of this praise. Like I'm not doing it. I don't make a basket. I don't do nothing. Like it's you guys. Yeah. You have to do it. And they've been bought in to this point, man, and we've been doing a good job.
I
guess part two,
you're doing a great job there.
Part two,
shout out to Bird. What's up, Bird?
Did you take your same style? You got the same verbiage? Did you change it up? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a good question.
I'm trying to think of like when I worked under Zay Joyner for a lot of years, and I think of us as being synonymous. That's how we were. We were just freaking frack. He let me do my thing, but yet he was the guy. We grew up together. It was the perfect situation. You know what I'm saying? I would work for this nigga and run through a brick wall. But at the same time, we knew church and state, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when I thought I was ready, he was telling me the same thing, like, dog, you need to go ahead and do your own thing. But when I left, I tweaked my little stuff and had my own thing, and I changed my verbiage and all that, because I had to coach against him off the break.
Right.
So, like, with you, did you change your verbiage? You got the same philosophy? Is it totally different? Do y'all talk different? Or do you just have to have code when you're coaching against it? Like, how does that work?
Nah, I mean, it feels like the same way I was, you know, at Sidwell. You know, I mean, everything from the management style, like everything is all because we started together at Sidwell. So the way Curt put the structure in place, he was like, you guys don't work for me, you guys work with me. So that was the same thing I just put in place at Curl. So everything, like we bark the same. We passionate. This like we get
the same?
Like everything. Like
we so got a play called Maryland.
We've been playing since high school.
You got Maryland too.
Yeah, we've been playing since high school.
So it's just like
we've been backcourt mates since high school. So like we are like it was just being a two-headed monster, and then now we branched off, you know, and now we're just the exact same things that go on at Sidwell are going on at Carroll. The exact same culture change is all the same. All it is just kids that they just look different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have different zip codes, but we're all the same kids. They all had the same insecurities. They all had the same fears. They all had the same aspirations and goals. That's it. There's nothing different about it. The ball is the same. The basketball is the same.
Yeah, you learn a lot that you incorporate. You know.
The thing that what I think why y'all so successful, what y'all doing, what y'all did sit with, what you're doing right now on your own and doing your thing. I think because to me, y'all played in the same era. So y'all gonna think the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be no far fetched. Y'all might like me and Charlie at the same time. We think the same fucking way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know our style of play. We know who bullshit and who not bullshitting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even one day I never forget this day when we was in Douglas, Bryson was coaching the 17s, so me and Charlie Moe got the 16s. So it's two gyms.
You was facilitating?
My man coming in, we going over zone. Bryson coming over to take over the whole practice.
Right.
He just peeped in the gym like, boom. He's like, no, boom, fuck that. Oh. I stepped off.
He let me do my
Boom.
Right.
An hour on just teaching my. Now you got to give me when Najee and them was on the mob.
Right.
And he was. That's just trust that we have in guys that we come up with and play the game with.
That's important.
That we trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Any of them motherfuckers in the gym like, oh, I'm like, oh.
Right.
But if you know, and you're in that same frame, because it's always good because what you might tell the kids, they might not believe in, but it might come right behind you tell them the same thing. Now they get it.
Right. It's a confirmation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Bryson hit over the hole. So I stepped aside. I was like, shit.
Maybe they didn't even hear another voice tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, go ahead.
Right.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
had
Go
a little
ahead.
young, he had a little younger that had a lot of energy. But I'm like, you not holding him accountable. He got you working like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, y'all supposed to be on the string.
Right.
And I was just trying to show him the right movements.
That
in
was
the
one.
zone.
That was one of the most exciting practice that we had.
Yeah.
You come to the energy, not something we didn't have it,
We went one out
but but I think when they saw me and Charlie Moore step to the side and had that trust and like this motherfucker telling y'all the same shit.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers went to a whole
That's
level
a big
boom.
deal. That's a big
Let me
deal.
tell you something else that's
You know-
crazy.
you get what I'm saying?
You know, like he and I go
We
back.
telling
you
the
know,
same shit.
Yeah.
With the,
You
with
know?
the hoop thing and like, so like when we would work the guys out, you know, we have like
Poncho!
So it's a rack of guys that's working guys out. And you remember that day? At the end of the day, we looking at the different drills, and it was just that telepathy. It was crazy how we were working with the kids versus other guys.
Right.
And I don't want to throw nobody in the bus.
Right,
No
right,
disrespect.
No disrespect.
And that was the telepathy. We was like,
It was all different. I
shit we had these motherfuckers doing.
Right.
And the shit we had them doing, we doing the shit.
Right.
So I always tell kids, I never have you do no mindless bullshit that I can't even do.
Exactly.
So even with the big, like if it's back to the, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, I do guard shit too though. But
But
you
it's
know,
gonna be from your experience.
it's gonna be from the
Yeah,
experience.
I ain't
It's
looking
gonna
at
be
no
some
book.
progressive
I ain't
teaching
really,
shit.
Yeah, I ain't really trying to reinvent the wheel and look in a book and be trying to figure out basketball from a standpoint of like, I'm going off my experience. I had some great
Right.
coaches. I had a decent career, and I love the game, and I want kids to be successful. I want them to play to the fullness of their confidence. I know what it feels like to be a great player, and then I also know what it feels like to be a robot. Like, I've been both. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want them to be the robot. Like, I want them to be extremely confident about what they do, be a risk taker, take chances, and say the rest of it is you just do what you do.
But to what you said though, fuck that decent career shit. Cause your career, you fuck a decent career. You having a great career.
I mean, as a
You know
player.
what I'm saying? Y'all doing it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Rick, from everybody to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
Love the form.
and to actually.
Shout out to Rick, man. Rick is a nut, man. You a guru, by
But
the
no,
way.
he's a guru.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
You know, like DC Rick.
Bro, when I watch these,
The
these-
shout out to Rick. Shout out.
What's his name? What's his name?
DC Rick. Shout out to DC Rick.
No,
That nigga got a DJ name.
I'm looking for the motherfucking turntables and the motherfucking mixes, Joe.
The footage,
Just
hold
got
on,
me.
seriously, the footage that Rick got, right? And what he's doing for like DC basketball and kind of marrying like the old to the new, like nobody else is doing that. So I
There
shout
is
out to
no
Rick.
guy
man,
like
seriously,
this dude. That's what I'm saying. He's
Shout out to
fucked up. What I mean by fucked up, like this is the Jay Wright fucked up. You know, like,
Yeah,
Jay, you're fucked up, Bryson. You're fucked up, and I mean in a good way. Like he's fucked up. Like he's sick like we are, but he's just a youngin.
Yeah.
Man, that nigga
Which is
DJ,
cool.
He
Little young
Shout out to
motherfucker.
him,
DJ
man.
like a
Rick a little
motherfucker.
sick
burned
young
it.
motherfucker that's about that hoops.
Because there's so much history in this city.
Yeah,
man. Like I
we
just
hyper
grew up-
local,
I
man.
just
We
grew
all
up
about the
with
motherfuckers from here, Joe.
But my
On some real
uncles
shit.
watching basketball, I done seen so many guys. I would say like Charlie Smith was my favorite player. Like, but I say shout out to Charles Smith, man. Like, but I just got so many guys that I was just such a fan of watching. Like, just being around the Stacey Robs, being around the Ducky Vaughns. Like when I'm around these dudes, man, I feel like I'm a part of something, right? Like that fraternity, like it's an
Hell
unbelievable effect when you're around like all the legends and you hear your uncles talking about Barry Frazier or like
H.G.
you know what I mean?
Wilson Finest,
Yeah,
Barry
you hear, like you just hear about like Harold Fox, like when you go back to
Harold
Fox.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I want to know all these guys, you know what I mean? Walt Williams, like just the whole lineage of like all the.
I'm
the
here right
players
now. I'm
that
Walt
we
Williams.
That's what we're
That's how you
Name
get
had.
your
You know,
player.
the guys you guys have had on the show though, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you've had some
yeah,
unbelievable people on the
Y'all
show.
unbelievable, bro. On some
know what I
real
mean?
shit, though.
You know?
You know, if guys was so excited on some real shit. You know, guys always text me, whatever. And I know we all go through it. Like, so who gonna be a blah, 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 boom. I'm like, MP, they like, what? Damn. And you can even see the comments. I don't know if you guys chime and look at the comments. Like,
the
great show.
Incredible.
I gotta give my hat off to my man, because the lineup, dude, you keep it
fresh.
You keep it fresh. You keep it diverse.
We
got player coaches, coaching players. We all play coach. It's all that, but you know,
these two guys was mandatory. Like
mandatory, y'all.
Must.
You know what I mean?
Come on the show.
We gotta get a white guy on the show, though.
You right. No, you
are. Hey, we got the white guy, right?
He said you are.
We already got the white guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These Northern women, man.
Hey, Lefty Michelle, I'll call you tomorrow, man. I'll call you tomorrow, Lefty. Big coach. Call you Lefty.
Oh, Scotty Brooks.
Nah, but one of the funniest things, and realest things that Irk has done up at Sidwell when we first got there was we went into Dunbar, the old Dunbar, to scrimmage.
Yeah.
Like, we took them kids in there
The Dunbar, right?
to scrimmage.
They was like, what the fuck?
Absolutely they were. And like, he did it on purpose. Like, he wanted to make sure. So like, when you're talking about like, we was always gonna lose the eye test. We already knew that.
Shout out to my cousin, Daniel
Always
Singletary.
was gonna lose the eye test. But we knew we weren't gonna lose the heart test.
Right.
Because like, he always had them prepared. Because they had already been there.
Right.
They already been in the swamps. They like, they already we had to go up those back stairs, and they looking around, and you know what I'm saying, like where the parents and everything came out. Oh, absolutely. It's like,
it's such real shit.
That's
some funny ass shit, Joe.
Nah, so it is. It's a lot of psychology that goes into this. When you,
Goddamn right
when
it
you go
is.
into these things, man. So it
You got a
is.
PhD, Slim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's how you just kind of, you find your way to get these kids prepared. And that's it. When you can do that as a coach and you see growth, maturity happen.
And not just from the basketball standpoint, is what Curt alluded to, and you guys all gave me credit for living in these quote-unquote different worlds. Like, I want my kids and the parents to come and be in these environments. We take these road games, like, these are all our kids. I don't want it to ever be like we sitting up on some perch up here on Wisconsin Avenue and we can't go play at Chavez and all the stuff that we've done. Let's build these bridges and gap the communities together. Like, it's all love, it's all basketball. These are my friends. Like, shout out to Malcolm Battle. That's like cool. It's like my favorite coach out here in the whole DMV. You know what I mean? So I'm never gonna be like, oh, we ain't coming over to Chavez. No, we coming like all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's another reason we do it, to make our kids tougher, but also to make them know, man, let's see the city.
Yeah, no bullshit.
It's about the kids, man.
Vic, what's up, Vic?
It's such it's just, you don't do it for the gratitude, you do it because you're a nut for it. But then at the end of the day, like, I'm laughing, I'm looking at, I be changing the channel. I'm like, damn, I coach up, damn. It's like, I be having 4, 5, 6 dudes on TV on the same night, the same time. And it's just amazing. I'm watching Wichita State, like, damn, that was my dude. Boom. I'm looking at Clemson. Boom. Buddha doing his thing. Bah, 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 bah. You know what I'm saying? And Lonnie Temple on. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching all the shit.
It's rich.
I'm just like, damn, yo, these are all our little kids that we touching. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What your mom call them? Trophies? What y'all call them?
Walking trophies.
Walking trophies.
Absolutely.
Man. So it is.
It's better than the ones that collect dust, man. Walking trophies,
Yeah.
man.
No bullshit,
Like kids
man.
that can you can see them and touch them, but just like, I mean, we just grew up on. I mean, I ain't trying to, because it's a show, but like in all you guys show, but Curt was so impactful because we playing together, 3 aces. Shout out to 3 aces.
Shout out to 3
See?
C. McFadden. But we never had the game plan for somebody. Like, Mike and I would sit up and talk about, like, man, how we gonna guard Curt today? Like, you got him, I got him. Like, I mean, it's just like, this dude, man.
It's like Harry Hall talk too. Like,
No, I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Get ready for Harry tonight.
This dude,
I got you.
This dude, man, was just so good at the game of basketball. And once you got past the scoring and all that other stuff, what I came to find out that I appreciated was how fundamentally sound he was. Always an underrated passer.
We always talk the game, though.
You know what I mean? So
I
it's
always said, you know, that's funny. I always said that shit too, though.
I
Motherfuckers say you didn't pass. Bullshit. I said that's bullshit.
no, he can play.
No,
He can
no,
play
no,
basketball.
They said he didn't
my
pass.
passer was over there.
So get the fuck out of here.
My
Yeah,
pass
he can
over
play
there.
basketball. So we would sit around and talk all the
One
time.
of the
like,
most funny
how
songs I've seen play basketball.
how can we defeat this guy? Oh no, Charlie Moore. My first experience with Charlie was at Carriage Hill. On the dunk course through a mutual friend, Brian Briscoe, man. He told me, man, I got this guy. He's really good. He's
Left
over
hand
Carriage.
Brian Briscoe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
that's
HBC.
Motherfucking man.
Yeah, absolutely.
KMU.
Yeah, KMU.
Yeah, St. Luke's, baby. Hey, nigga, I don't give about nobody.
Yeah. And that's the first
Brian
time I
Briscoe's
met.
bad boy,
First time
man.
I met Mo, man. I started following him at Curl, man. So I grew up on the game, man. The city has just been so good to us, man. Like watching these games, watching Donald Ford hit that shot, watching Moten do what he do. I mean, it's just so many guys like Sherman. Like I grew up on these guys, man. Like it's just so I'm just thankful to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like you know, as a player, but certainly now as a coach. You know, like I said, shout out to Dickie Wells, George Leftwich.
Man,
I had some great coaches, man. So
no,
now I'm,
no,
like you
no
telling me, I'm
bullshit,
like
man.
their protege, and I want to make them proud.
That's why I say I always, for you guys, man, first met Curt a long time ago and just playing with you in the USBL, man, I utmost respect. Because I just love the way y'all niggas, because y'all still talk about the game. Y'all love the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be like, look, man, I don't want to talk about that shit today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That motherfucking broad over there, she's fat as a motherfucker. We can talk about this shit later on. You know what I'm saying? We'll come right back to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tricky Entertainment.
Tricky Entertainment.
Yeah,
shout out to
yeah.
Tricky. Shout out to Tricky. No question.
Grass.
Tricky Grass. Yeah. Right now.
No comment.
But no bullshit, man. Appreciate y'all niggas for coming on the show, man. But you know, this month is Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna let Charlie Moe close out with his Black History Month hero, man. That we all know of or whatever. We gonna do this for this whole month. You know what I'm saying? Each week we gonna talk about. Everybody pick somebody that they cool with, that inspire their life, man. So tonight is the first night of we kicking off. Then Bryson next week, myself, then Rick. We gonna finish the month every week. Every Saturday we gonna finish all with some Black history because we gotta appreciate that type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Since we got the shortest month too, right?
Yeah. So Mo, you gonna close out the night, man?
Yeah, man.
First of all, we gonna see any closings from Singletary and Powell.
Nah, man. I love the support from everybody, man. I mean, I know when it was announced to have the head coaching job, one of my wife's biggest concerns was just like how everybody has been going on Carroll guys over the years. She thought I was going to end up being one of those guys that they just went on. And I was just humbled by all the support that I received from so many guys in the basketball world.
A lot of support.
Yeah. And that just made my life easier, man. Like just to know I had that kind of credibility out here. Man, guys have absolutely been in our corner. You know, and I'm just thankful for that, man. I'm glad he sent me off. To go over here and help these kids, and Brian Bobo came to join, and my man Osmond Bangor. I mean, I love you guys, man. Incredible staff. So again, I thank you guys for having me, man. So just continue, come out, Archbishop Curl, man. We're doing some things. We're trying to get that as the Mecca. In the city again, man. So
we ain't gonna talk about the St. John's game. We gonna tell him on the break when I call E, right? I said, man, you gotta come on the show. And I doubled back. I said, man, bring Powell with you. You know what I'm saying? I said, make sure you bring Powell with you. And E texts back, it's perfect. And that shit worked out great. You know what I'm saying? E, perfect. Anything
I feel the same way, man. I want to thank Curt, Charles, Rick, JB, I mean, just for giving us the opportunity, the platform to come on the Red Cup. I mean, you guys have some amazing guests, so we're a part of that crew. So I'm thankful just for the friendships. Not only just being a panelist, but like we're all friends and in the same fraternity. So I'm just thankful to continue to do my job, and people recognize me as being like a good coach. That's great, and hopefully they recognize me as a great person and a mentor. So I'm just thankful for like I said, the friendships.
Yeah, my young fella, man.
Yes, indeed.
The university,
Absolutely.
man. Close us out, Mo.
First of all, I'd like to say thank, man. This is a great start off to the Black History Month. These two black coaches right here, African American coaches at Catholic school, private schools, and outstanding backgrounds, man. We're glad to have y'all here, man. It's long overdue, but we always try to dig back in with the high school and college during this time of year, February, March, when it gets real heavy. And I'm gonna give a shout out, man, starting my Black History Month, shout out to John Thompson, man, former Georgetown coach, TV analyst, radio analyst, entrepreneur, on the board at Nike, Icon, man.
Yeah.
First national coach, black coach to win national championship, man. Won national championship in 1984, man.
At a Northeastern school.
Yeah, started with nothing, man. You know, he brought that Georgetown program all the way up, man. Numerous pros, but more than the coach that he was more a teacher, man. Like every practice we had with him, when the time I was there, you learned something different. It wasn't always about basketball, man. He might talk to you 45 minutes before you start practice, talking to you about life, things you missed, things you didn't see, what's going on in the world. Pick your brain to make sure we just wasn't focused on basketball. And that wasn't the only reason that we were there at Georgetown University. It was a high-class educational school, man. So I really give him a shout out, man. The way that he's helped the area, put the area on the map. You know, came out of St. Anthony's, went up to Georgetown, and he's also a Curl alumnus. One of the greatest teams ever to play high school basketball, man. Yeah,
Shout out to
55
George Leffel.
Georgetown 55-0, man. Went to Providence, man. Went third round to the Celtics. Got him an NBA title, a couple NBA titles there with Bill Russell. Then he went into coaching, man. So I always give him a shout out. Even though I transferred from there, man, he always treated me like a son. No matter what, he made sure I was straight. He made sure I got into a good school. When I left there, we didn't leave on any bad terms. Probably a week we didn't talk. Then we went back, talked. He said, man, where you want to go? You know? I said, man, I'm trying to go ACC. He said, I got you. He said, I'm going to see you go talk to Morgan Wooten. And everybody thought him and Morgan Wooten was beefing back then. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to Morgan Wooten. Morgan was like, what about NC State? I said, nah, man, I ain't going to NC State. So, all right, we're going to visit down Wake the next day. So I called Coach. He said, yeah, go down there, Tucker down there. He said, I helped Tucker get down there. He said, you in good hands. I went down there, man, called my mother the next day, told her to send my stuff. I ain't even come back from my visit, man. But he always looked out, man. I'm telling you. You can call him anytime, ask for any bit of help. This guy hit it and he didn't go to Georgetown. He picks him up like that's just one of his children, man.
Yeah, that's just funny you said that. You can call Coach Thompson right now and just like, what's up, Joe? That motherfucker up, talking, he ain't gonna answer his phone, he ain't gonna duck no call.
Who was it? This Curt?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's still out there on the recruiting scene, trying to get the program back going and everything, but you know what I'm saying? But like right now we're talking Black History Month and he's definitely one of the icons. That's a great choice.
Yeah, man.
He's a gym rat though. Coach is always a gym rat. That's the one thing I know about Coach.
For sure. He stayed in the gym.
You know what I mean?
And for you to pick him as your favorite Black History for the month, what we doing.
First one.
It's great because you're not only talking about him, but you experience situations with him.
Yeah. Definitely.
This ain't nothing you heard about.
Right.
Nah,
You've been through it.
I know it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's much love, much respect. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to close this show, man. Once again, man, Charlie Moe, JB, Rick. Two great guests tonight, man. My boys, man. And, man, it was a pleasure, man. And one day soon, we can get this back together and we're going to do something real big for the Red Cup for, you know what I'm saying, our guests, man. So we appreciate y'all to the utmost. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, when we say who coming on, the motherfucking viewers, they watch as far as like who playing tonight. It's a big game tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got Singletary and Powell in this mother now.
A whole lot of fucking love with y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Much respect and much love and much, with y'all, you know what I'm saying, much success. And everybody stay tuned, man. I'm going to talk to y'all about this later on, but stay tuned with that Red Cup invitation,
Sponsored by
man.
Snickerdoodles.
Next year. Carroll and Sitwell, the first teams, man. We coming
Red
at you.
Cup tournament.
See you later on, Steve. Turn. My man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks.
We can get this
Red
picture
Cup
so we can post
tournament.
this joint.